All right, so this is kind of a podcast and kind of a short. You are going to get 2 videos this week because I am also going to release a build video for that cargo container that I've been working on. I wanted to release this video before Halloween because I wanted to tell you about the haunted house that we put on, and I wanted to tell you about an affordable lighting solution, which was the only light that we used in the entire haunted house. And I've talked about these before, and this is not a paid endorsement in any way, shape, or form. This is my personal opinion about some lights that you may be interested in. The light behind me, the ambient lighting, is all done by these, and the haunted house was all done with 8 of these Novastella lights. And I'll put a link in the video description if you're interested in these lights. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about the haunted house that we put on. It was for my youngest daughter's grammar school. They haven't done a haunted house in 3 or 4 years. We put this on in 2 weeks. We did everything in 2 weeks to put this haunted house on. And I enlisted so much family help to get this thing to actually happen on time. We had wait times of an hour to get into the haunted house and put through 300-ish people through the doors of the haunted house in the 2-hour time that it was open. And I enlisted everybody's help. My sister-in-law and her husband, they manned the door. Their 2 kids were involved in the haunt itself. My oldest daughter and youngest daughter were both involved. My wife was involved, my sister-in-law, my other brother-in-law and his girlfriend, and all of my daughters and all of my nieces' friends were involved in putting this haunted house on. And I can't say enough about how happy I was with the final product. Considering it was just 2 weeks to put together, we had, first of all, my youngest daughter, her grammar school is kindergarten through 8th grade. We made 8th graders cry. And that was, of course, the goal of this, is we wanted to put on something that was really scary. And I want to take you through some of the stuff. If you're planning a haunt for next year, just some things that we found out and some things that I've got planned for the upcoming year. We were asked to do the haunted house again, and I've already contacted Van Oaks Props, and they want to help us with some stuff for next year. So the problems that we had going into this is it was all done inside the school's cafeteria, which is a brand new building built from the ground up over an area of the school grounds. And they didn't want us to attach anything to the walls. We couldn't put tacks in the walls. We couldn't attach anything to the drop ceiling panels. There was nothing we were supposed to do. And I started thinking, well, how are we going to do this? And what we wound up doing is, because this is the lunchroom, the tables fold into an A. They kind of do this. And so we were also limited with the amount of tables that there were. And what we did is we used the tables as the ends of the hallways, folded it like this, and then I went and bought a giant spool of rope, and we roped the tables together so that there was kind of like a clothesline in between the tables. And then we bought big tarps, and we bought that sheeting that you would put down if you were going to do construction or you didn't want plants to grow through. There were big, huge rolls of this plastic tarp, and we folded it over that clothesline so that we had these teepee-like walls that would direct people through the maze that was the haunted house. And what that also allowed us to do is, because they were that teepee shape, that A-frame, we could cut slits in that tarp in certain places that we could have people jump through for jump scares. And it worked really, really well. And I wasn't planning on being a guide leading people through, but because they were younger kids, we found out really early on that keeping them kind of frantic and on edge made them uneasy and made the scares better. And yeah, that was me. I played a crazy clown. I had the full rainbow wig and the clown outfit, makeup like I had smeared it on, and I had professional clown makeup at one point, but it was all running off. And I played it over the top frantic. So my sister-in-law and her husband were manning the door, and they would get the next group ready, and I would open the door, and I would kind of, ooh, I'm sorry it took so long. We had quite a mess in here. There's a lot of blood that we're trying to clean up. And yes, it was even more over the top than that. I'm toning it down because now I feel awkward. But dressed as a clown, it seemed normal, at least at the time. So you would come through there, and then if you follow me on Instagram, you saw the first kind of hallway. We had bodies hanging. As I'm saying all of this, I sound insane, but I had purchased as many mannequin heads as I could find in the short amount of time, and I took my youngest daughter and we traced out her shape in muslin on the ground, and then I made basically stuffed animal versions of my youngest daughter that we then stuffed with stuffing so that I could make them hanging with their arms duct taped like this in plastic. I've got one to show you if you'd like to see. So this is what the mannequins look like. You can see the Smile reference from the horror movie Smile, and we took all of these mannequins and we hung them upside down so that you kind of had this effect. And this was kind of the maze that they had to go through in the first hallway. And as they were going through this maze, one of my nieces, we had a doorway that we had taken and we had stretched the fitted sheets over the doorways so that as they were kind of making their way through these bodies, they would press themselves through the fitted sheets. So they would kind of jump back from that, and then we would have a slit in the plastic on this side and someone would jump through. And then we had kind of a giant spider and spider webs and stuff all through that room. And then I, as the clown, would approach them and go, ooh, and I would react to all of these things. I would jump when things came out, and that made little kids really jump that the adult was frightened. And then I would say, oh, you like artwork, don't you? Well, just around the corner when we were excavating the land, we found all of these. I'm going to stop doing the voice. We found all of this artwork and we found all of these masks and we put them on display around the corner. And so you'd go around the corner and there would be these masks that were hanging down, and we would use these same Novastella lights, and we kind of gave it a black light effect. And so the masks would glow because we had painted these masks with some fluorescent paints. And as you came around that corner, my wife was standing against a wall, all dressed in black, black over her face, gloves, socks, the whole thing. And she was standing against the wall and she had masks pinned to her and they were all over the walls as well. So as you came around the corner, she would jump forward and you couldn't see her shape in the black light because it worked well. But anyway, so you come around that corner and then I would say, oh, you look like you're about ready to have a heart attack. I'm doing the voice again. we have a doctor in the house. So as you came around the corner, we had a clear sheet that was backlit, again with the Novastella lights, and you would just see the silhouette of a doctor having a patient on the table, just chopping away at them, the patients, of course, flailing around, and we had some of the extras that were the actors as part of this, including my daughter who climbed out in hospital gowns, crawling away, bloody, sobbing, good family fun. And then you come around that last corner and my youngest daughter in our grudge scene had the hair over her face and she was standing there and the lights were dim. And then you'd have a bright flash of light and she would be gone. And then my other niece would have come out of a wall behind them. The light would light again and it looked like she had moved from in front of them to behind them, and they would run out the door where we gave them candy. So that was kind of the full walkthrough of what was going on inside. And we did it all with 8 of these Novastella lights. They are phenomenal. And again, I'm not getting paid to do this. If you are looking to do ambient lighting in your room, or you have a haunt that you're putting on, or you're looking for some sort of lighting for your house or tombstones or whatever you have going on for Halloween, these are great. Or you could use them for Christmas or year round. It's a great option and they're super easy to use. They are all app controlled. This is the app itself. I have this light that I will turn on. Ah, look at that. And you can control them simply by going to the app, changing the color, changing the intensity, and you can completely affect the lights all through the app. Super, super easy to use. And again, 8 of these lights controlled the entire haunted house. So if you're looking for something in your build room, if you've got a Star Wars room, or you're just looking for something in your living room, throw some color on the walls, or to light up your house for the holidays, these are great, great lights to use. And I am going to put a link in the video description. If you use, here's my honest pitch. If you use TTFS, try to finish something, in the checkout, you will get a discount. And I will get a small percentage of that. But you don't have to use that. I'm telling you right now, honestly, just buy the lights and don't get my discount. I recommend them that much. I got 2 of these 4-packs to do the haunted house. And that was from my own personal experience. This is not promoted by Novastella. This is just my opinion on these lights. And I thought they were an affordable solution. They come in 2-packs and 4-packs, single lights. It's a great option for your lighting for your haunt, or for your home, or for your build room. Now, if you want to see the walkthrough, this is just someone's video. I believe it was my brother-in-law who took this. I didn't plan this very well. I didn't have somebody go through and do a full film. But if you'd like to see the walkthrough and what it looked like, and I'll tell you about the next build video that's coming out this week. I've got 2 videos this week. I'll get to that in just a minute. Here's the walkthrough of the haunted house that I just described. Enjoy.
Stay to this side. We'll try and keep you away from the clown. The victims that we beat to the spider. Come this way. The spider that we've been feeding children. You could just... Everybody loves artwork, right? Right? You love artwork, right? I love artwork. So we found some facts. They're just sipping. Wow! Lovely masks. We have a doctor if anyone needs one. The doctor's over here. The doctor's not the best. He's not the worst, but good luck. I don't like doctors. Good luck. Come on.
Not bad. The filming's not great, but they weren't doing it for me to use for the channel. So that's just a little bit about what I do in my spare time. I frighten little children. But the other thing I do is I am working on the final video. I'm editing it right now. So this week you will have a second video. It will be the finale of my cargo container, my Galaxy's Edge inspired cargo container that would kind of fit in a Mandalorian era, in that kind of time frame. And I'm really happy with the way that it is turning out. The last thing I have to finish is I have a couple things that I have built, and I need to put things in holes. I need to put the things that I have built into holes in the cargo container that I need to cut. And it's pretty thick steel. I should just stop talking. All right. I will have a cargo container finale build this week in just a couple days. As soon as I finish editing this and get it all together, I will give you exactly what it looks like and how I got there. And some of it is super low tech. Some of it's high tech. Some of it's done by Martine of Dune Sea Outpost. That SOB. Okay. Anyway, Nova Stella lights. If you're looking for something for the holidays, this is a great option. This is my personal endorsement, not a paid endorsement. So go check them out. I'm going to go finish editing the video, and we'll see you on a second video this week where I put things in holes. Thanks for watching and putting up with this.